Hey guys, it's me, my face, and possibly an inappropriate shirt. People seem to like the dancing intro. Who am I to argue? I'm Andrea. Because I feel like I should have been doing this from the beginning. I'm Andrea. This is my channel. I talk about cross-stitching and other things. Some weeks it's mostly other things. Other times it's mostly cross-stitch. Most of the time it makes less sense to me than it even does to you. There's a cat. And there's a bowl of Triscuits. Did we not have this problem last week? So like I was saying, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning visitor, thank you. Socks! Ah! He's eating my Triscuits. Anyway, enough about the naughty cat and my Triscuits. Maybe we should talk about some cross-stitching. I didn't do a whole lot of cross-stitching. It's gonna be that kind of video. Let me jump in with the project that gave me the least amount of guff this week, because my week has been full of guff. This is Night Flight. And I kind of got bored with not bored, but I did a lot of border. I did a lot of border. So I jumped to the middle and I got some of the witchy done. And then I stopped. And then I gave up. Like, oh, look, my complexion's showing. How nice. Lovely. This is what I need right now. I love Templar Prophecy. I love working on it. I love working on the Haunted Mansion. Didn't go near it this week. But I think this is the one I am most comfortable working on. Like, it's little. I can scooch up on the couch. It has only a few colors. I just get my stuff around me, stitch away. I could do this for 3 hours. And even though it's 1/1 and it's wicked, like, you can see the progress, and it is, it's satisfying. I like things that are satisfying. Hashtag inappropriate. The next thing I worked on was Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I'm not talking to this project right now. We're having a few issues. We're going to try to work through them. But right now, this is the state of this project. If that doesn't focus, I will put up a still. Yeah, you see that pumpkin that I was working on down there? You see all those threads that are just flopping around? Yeah, that would be because I did almost the whole pumpkin and then realized that one entire column was 1.5 stitches wide. So then I said to myself, because I'm smart, I will just cut down that column, pull out some of the threads, tuck them all under, do the second half of the pumpkin, and it will be fine. No, you can't do that. I mean, there might be some people who can do that, but realistically, what you need to do is pick out the whole pumpkin. Pick out the whole pumpkin. So in my attempt to save time and energy, I wasted so much time and energy. I wasted an entire night of stitching. I did, like, the pumpkin itself probably took me, let's say, 2 hours. And then it took 2 hours of picking just to get it back to the point that I still need to pick out more. I'm not enjoying this middle block yet. I was really looking forward to it. Now, not as much. So the next time I work on this, I will pick it all out and I will redo the pumpkin and it will be fine. It will be fine. But I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that tomorrow. I'll pick a day and it'll happen, but not soon. It's in timeout. The last thing I worked on this week, and actually made some decent progress on, is Templar Prophecy. Still enjoying this. Still, this is the bottom of the page, and this is the edge of the first page. So really just what's in here is left for right now. Had a bit of a revelation. Let's call it that. I had been fretting for the past couple of weeks about what to do with the dragon that goes in that space. I have watched Laura on Instagram do hers in variegated purple, and it looks amazing. My accent color for this was going to be a variegated red, which I thought might be a little too much to do for a whole dragon. So then I thought maybe if I could find a variegated green that I liked, I would use that. I didn't find one I liked. I was going to consider, I was fixing to get ready to do DMC 4066, which you can see is, I don't know if, let me see if I can get this so that you can see it and not me, and it may be focus or something. I don't know. Lighting's an issue. It's variegated green, guys. It's variegated green. Come on. But it's not really what I wanted. And then I was toying with the idea of like coffee dyeing it to kind of knock that bright green down a bit. And I thought, no. I have access to the internet. Even though I don't have an LNS, I really wish I had an LNS. So I could go and meet some of these colors in person. I ordered like 6 different variegated greens and browns from 123 Stitch, and hopefully those should arrive this week, and I will pick one of those to do the dragon. So we will be moving on without doing the dragon until that floss comes. But I also decided that I wanted to have another accent color in addition to the red, because flipping through the pattern, I was going through and marking in OneNote the pieces that I wanted to do in the different colors, and I realized that there is a place for initials. I didn't think it was there, but it is, and I want to do it in purple. So Kara, Classic Color Works, Rainy Day. Get me flipping it around like I know what I'm doing. I'm not one of those people. I'm not a here, look at my floss kind of people. Rainy day, no clue what you can see, cause yeah. Anyway, it's Classic Colorworks. It's Rainy Day. It's purple. It's variegated. It's gonna be probably my initials, and I think the date is going to be purple. And maybe, now that I'm adding things, I had originally thought I wanted to use the red for, there's a whole bunch of butterflies and insects, and I thought, okay, anywhere there's a butterfly, I'll use the accent color. But now I'm thinking the red butterflies may not be as good as purple butterflies. So purple butterflies, the red would be for the crowns and for other things that I determine are reddish. There's a couple of shields that have details on them that I think I'm going to do in the red. So yes, now I am up to 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 colors. I also finally got around to reading the directions. I had read, I want to say it was a Facebook post, maybe Stitch Mania, maybe not, of somebody who had done the sword, and at the end of the sword there's 2 stitched, the sword itself is negative space, so at the end of the sword there were 2 stitches, and then it had indication for a back stitch to kind of make the point on the sword. And the woman was saying, I don't understand how this is supposed to work. I have like all black thread, and now I just back stitched black over it, and I can't see it, and what was the point? Well, reading the actual directions, I found out today that you're supposed to do it in white. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have thought of it. If I hadn't gone looking for the alphabet, I just probably never would have realized, and I too would have been stymied by the idea of backstitching the same color on top of itself and assuming that it was going to do something. So I'm actually not going to do it in white. I'm going to do it in ecru because that's what I do. But now at least I know I won't make that mistake. I'll make others, but I won't make that one. Did I work on Death by Cross Stitch? Nope. Did I work on the Haunted Mansion? Nope. Did I work on Moonhair? Nope. But I did go to Michael's today and I bought 18-inch scroll rods and brought them home and realized that my fabric is over 18 inches wide. So I will need to return those tomorrow and buy the 24-inch. Laura very kindly offered to send me like scroll rods, and I'm like, no big deal. I'll find something. It's going to cost more to send them than it is for me to buy them. I should have they'd have been here by now. I should have taken them. I'm sorry, Laura. I won't deny you ever again. I promise. So hopefully if I go back out tomorrow, I will be smart enough to bring those with me and exchange them and maybe get a reasonable sized scroll rod that I can sit and work with and not, knock myself unconscious with it. Because what I have is a big one. The only other thing I bought at Michael's was 2 skeins of Etoile because people seem to be using it and enjoying it. And every time I look at it, it's so fuzzy and strange and fuzzy that I don't quite understand how it's supposed to work, but I figured I wasn't going to learn anything by not buying it. So I bought myself a skein of black and a skein of dark gray. I would hold them up and show you, but they're over there. I'm not getting up. So I will see maybe if I can maybe start another small and work those in somehow, see what they do. I believe all 3 giveaway winners from a couple of weeks ago have contacted me with their addresses, and rest assured, I have not mailed out a thing. Yeah, you couldn't have thought that this was going to end any other way. I have them. They're right there. You have to trust me that when I point over here, that's where my computer is, and that's this stuff there. And they're right over there. They're on the little shelf sitting next to my Boo Bear and other things. There's more room than just this corner, and there's stuff in it, and 3 of them are postcards that are going to go out this week to my friends. I'm sorry, I did not send them. As far as stitching goes, that's been the whole week. That's it. This was not, I hate to say it was not a good week. It just wasn't a better week than any of the other weeks, which is not saying a whole lot. My depression is bad. It's bad. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's bad to the point that I'm numb. So I sit there and I say, well, I'm not hurting. I'm not, I don't have that crushing chest pain that I was having before. And I don't have that, I'm just, when somebody says to you, you have depression, they should give you like a list of words to learn, like a vocabulary, because I like to pride myself on a fairly decent vocabulary, but a lot of times I do not have a way of describing what it is to hurt so much you can't feel it. There's got to be a word for that, and there's got to be like a better description, but I don't really have one right now. I think part of what I'm dealing with right now is, we're going into the holidays, which I generally like. I enjoy Christmas. I'm not even, I celebrate Christmas in that I celebrate the American version of the winter holidays. Let's do it that way. And I love it. I love the decorations. I love the music. But like my playlist all year long has Christmas music in it. And usually I just sort of skip it in summer months and whatnot. But right about now is when I would start letting it play, and I'm not. I'm skipping over the songs. I'm just not ready to take all that on right now. I started to try to make a little Christmas list of, things to get for other people. And I just found myself very unable to focus on it. So I have to let it go for this week And hopefully next week I can start putting my thoughts in order, and I can get together with my sister and we can talk about maybe how we're going to handle Thanksgiving, and that usually will involve a bottle of wine, and things will get better after that. Or much, much worse. Who can tell? I know I've said it before, but I want to make sure that all of you who have reached out to me, have sent me messages and emails and said how, you've dealt with your own issues, and how, yes, there are good days, yes, there are bad days, it's going to come in cycles, and just an acknowledgement that when I don't have the words to describe feeling without feeling, there are people who understand what I'm talking about, and they have been through it, and they are living through it, and I am living through it, and we will all get to the other end together. But I appreciate all the people who have shared their stories with me, or even just sent me a message and said, I can't tell you what I'm dealing with either. But as long as we each know that we're dealing with something, we can be kind to each other, and we can just know and think good things for each other. And that's sometimes the best we can do. So this is a short one this week. I'm learning to appreciate shorter videos, because I know when I sit down and I have, say, 2 hours to watch videos, I feel like I could either watch 2 hour-long videos, or I could watch 10 little ones. And I love watching all the little ones. So my poor watch later list is all skewed, because now it's nothing but hours. I would need to take a week off from work to get through all of these hour-long floss tubes. Stop being so interesting. Stop having so much to say. You're making me get the anxiety. No, do not stop making long videos, because, I can stop it in the middle and come back. That can happen. So that's about it, guys. I am going to get this edited and uploaded and go on with my Saturday night. I think there's going to be wine. What could possibly go wrong? I think I may also have a Hershey bar for dinner, because I'm a grown-up with a job, and I can do that. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your likes and your dislikes. And thank you so much for your comments. They mean a lot to me. You are my community, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye, guys.